So we just got done watching What is a Woman by Matt Walsh in the Daily Wire. And I've already seen the movie, Ramon's first time. What did you think, Ramon? We just legit got done.
I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I absolutely loved Jordan Peterson. Jordan, I'm huge.
To the right.
I'm huge left winger, but Jordan Peterson, his rambling is absolutely excellent. It just gives me fits of laugh. He's very funny. But mostly
very
overall,
wise too.
I feel Matt Walsh showed people who weren't that keen with this, even though these were experts, they're not used to being on camera and being asked such forcibly in-your-face questions like, what is a woman? These people are usually...
You mean the simplest form of a question?
These people usually have to ask... are usually asked by good faith students, not usually a conservative pundit like Matt Walsh, who just knows all the little ins and outs of what to do and how to irritate and how to...
He was just looking for what was the objective truth of reality, and he was asking the experts. Who do you want to ask? The people online, that on YouTube comments, Twitter...
Well, the question was, what is a woman? The whole perception of the whole movie is what is a woman, and from a huge leftist.
But I just don't want you to think that that's a charged question. Come on, that's not a charged question.
Well, it depends on who you're asking and why you're asking.
The experts.
Matt Walsh, as a right-wing pundit who already has certain views on it, and who isn't, and already kind of has this particular view on it as it's a delusion, or in that these people are sick and just need to come to Jesus. And Matt Walsh being an actual fascist who actually
identifies... I don't think he said anything about Jesus in the whole movie.
Oh, but I've watched enough Matt Walsh and I've seen enough of his videos.
He was asking a question just of what is a woman.
No, but he does have his background and
right.
Yeah.
My question is this: you keep deviating. Why was it so hard for these experts that are teaching people the concept of gender identity, sexuality, transgenderism? Why is it so hard for them to answer a very basic question? That's because what the movie's trying to point out, that it's very absurd that they have all the titles and degrees, but they can't answer the question.
Well, of course, I would completely understand that. But what these professors try to do at first is they thought Matt Walsh, I don't know, most of these white liberal professors are probably just in their own asshole, probably don't know anything, but they probably didn't know that much about Matt Walsh. They probably thought he was just a good conservative coming in.
Isn't that good, though? Like, that they don't know much about him, or else they wouldn't be as inclined to go into
Well, if you could let me finish. Well, because they first went in, most of these experts went in trying to explain the whole nuance, and they're trying to explain it like to a newer person who's trying to understand everything. Matt Walsh already mostly understands this. He was just trying to pick at the little pieces and to say certain words, to say drugs, injections, and he was just trying to get a fire reaction on most of these people, and these people most of them took the bait. If this was more of a...
you're God, right? You're God. Because you don't believe in God. You're not a theistic God. So you have a virtual God. Yes.
No. Just the
Almighty God, Vosh.
You said it. Why did you say his name, dude?
That's what...
You're not supposed to say
it's like Voldemort. I forgot. It's not God. It's Voldemort. Okay.
The V. Don't say the V.
Hurry up. Go ahead.
No.
Why did you like the movie then? So you don't like it because you don't like the... I didn't
not like it. I liked it. It made me laugh a lot. There was a lot of funny things in it, and it gave me a lot of different perspectives, especially with the girls who who were like...
Sports.
Yes, who came in the redhead.
A very challenging issue.
Yeah, and so I could agree with that, and I could.
I found the bathroom with the little girls walking in.
If you want to get to that, out of the one case compared to all the other
transgender, people getting massages, as you would know, people going in to change out of their bathing suit. I mean, these are kind of places that women might want to.
Well, no, because this is also with bathroom stalls. There are bathroom stalls in women's restrooms, so there's not these are pee fucking urinals. In fact, I've seen funny TV shows, sitcoms, and even modern comedy shows where the trans woman will go into a restroom, use the urinal, and all the guys will be in why is there a woman here? She's pink, and then the joke's she's trans. So it's not even trans women usually go into the women's restroom.
Look trans. If it's a trans woman, she's trying to look trans.
Well, no, that's usually. I'm pretty sure that was there was a Simpsons joke where Homer walks into a baseball or a Family Guy or something, and there's a woman peeing, and everyone's
supposed to look exactly like a man would.
Well, no, I mean but that's part of the joke, and that's what I've seen in media in general, and it's I just feel Matt Walsh is coming from a total bad faith, and that that these people didn't completely understand it, and a lot of them just went spewing a lot of their diarrhea verbalness to Matt Walsh, and Matt Walsh completely took advantage of it and was able to put it in his own view to convey to a more conservative audience and to convince more people on the fence to fall more towards the right-leaning view on this issue. When what is woman? But what is woman? 6 out of 10. Highlight Jordan Peterson. Low light.
You want to know something? Something that I do have to. I have to have
no super
So
low lights.
You said the reason number one that you didn't like it was because you don't like the sources he had. The sources was the expert. You don't like because they weren't informed. These are the quote unquote people who've studied.
No. I didn't say they weren't informed.
Theory.
I didn't say they weren't informed. I'm saying
They weren't equipped.
They weren't equipped to deal with Matt Walsh and the way he construed stuff.
It doesn't sound like you think it's very important to know the definition of woman.
I agree with Matt Walsh's wife's at the end, at the very end. Spoiler alert: the ending is Matt Walsh asks his wife, "What is woman?" and she says, "A woman is an adult human female." I completely agree, but adult female.
But that's transphobic.
An adult human female can be a cisgendered woman and a trans woman.
Though.
No, but that's what a woman can be a trans woman and a cis woman.
Adult human female. You're saying there's two sexes only. You can't go from the other one to the other one because there's two. That's what binary is.
Yeah,
it's like north and south.
There's females and males.
South can't be north.
There are women. There are people that are born with penises that identify as female.
Yeah, but when do they know that they can't be trans?
Well, it depends. You have to ask their own individual.
You could be trans if you're after 18 and you think to yourself, hey, I might want to transition.
Mm-hmm.
All happy to you, of course.
Yeah.
But the moral isn't about if trans people aren't there or not. The moral question is, should we let kids decide?
Well,
and I think that's very simply put is a hard no. If you're any moral, you don't give kids puberty blockers to make decisions they don't have the foresight to see. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Why are you going to put them in a setting where you have a 67% chance that they're going to have a complication of their surgery? Okay. Get into an environment where they have a 40% chance of suicide. I mean, you wouldn't do that if someone's like, hey, go on this ride. I mean, it could be really good. It could be life-changing, but you also have this very high chance and these risks that you don't know. Especially at an age like that, you can't gauge risk. You don't know risk management. So I think that's what Matt Walsh is trying to put out. When you put these people in positions of academics, then it's going to trickle down to the kids.
Well, if you could let me get my point across before you try and interrupt it. We don't just let the children decide. This is what Matt Walsh is also confusing, that the Lord V, we shall not speak his name, has spoken of. It is we listen to the child and what the child says. We listen to what they are feeling. Then we don't just let the parents contact psychiatrists who tend to keep these.
See, that's the word though. You said what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Didn't you just
so we don't
that what we're feeling as a kid sometimes isn't exactly valid? How many times as a kid have you felt like you thought something stupid or felt something wrong? That's just common.
Well, what if
the psychologist said, your emotion and feelings go up and down on a huge basis as a kid. What you're feeling one day doesn't mean you have permanent actions on your body that outlast your whole life.
Okay, can I
give you cancer?
Okay, no. Okay, so me personally, I grew up and I knew I was always a straight cisgendered male. From what you're saying of, well, we don't know and all this, am I trans? Someone could have said, hey,
if you
Ramon.
Feel like that you're this age right now and you still feel like that, yeah, sure.
No, I don't. People could say, oh, Ramon, you're trans.
But I'm not. Do transition even
I'm not though. But what if I was so young to say like, but what if I'm actually not straight, I'm trans?
Yeah.
Or what if I'm trans and I'm actually, someone just tells me you're straight constantly.
Yeah, and then you see that incentive of, hey, there's a whole community of people saying this. There's people, I get social.
It's the majority, and it's the majority.
Exactly, but wouldn't that incentivize you to transition, even though you're not taking into concept all these risks that you're incurring when you do this? I mean, that you see the incentive there. There's an allure to this very small esoteric community, and now you have an incentive to say, I am one of you. I am that special.
Okay, so I
do
think the main issue here is that
everyone wants to
I
support
think
trans
the
people, not seem
I
bigoted.
think the
It's
main
good.
thing here, conservatives are blowing this issue way out of view. There is not that many transgender people in America compared to the normal population. Not even
You know how
compared
many
to the
transgender people there are in our generation?
1.3 million.
I'm talking about percentage-wise, and it's not that low.
No, that's the actual view of that's the
20% of Gen
transgender.
Z. 20% of Gen Z is transgender.
Mhm.
Some sort of
Because they feel comfortable coming out because there's less bigotry, there's less Matt Walshes in the world.
Yeah, but why are the results of suicide not changing?
Because there's a lot of people out there that are not accepting them.
But you just said that they're coming out.
Just
because
like-
they're
just like
accepting.
there
It's
is a-
like Matt Walsh said, circular logic.
There is a very huge percentage of this country that doesn't. There actually, yeah. Look at the
Now you get canceled if you don't accept
look at
transgender
the split of the vote of this nation. It was very slim that Joe Biden won, even though stolen election
Slim. He won by
bullshit.
8 million votes. How's that slim?
No, actually, that's pretty slim. 8 million.
8 million votes is slim too.
Yes.
The most any president has ever won.
Really?
Yes.
No,
that's
it was.
why mail-in ballots happen. Everyone gets a vote.
No, I feel like it was much more closer than you're trying to play it as.
Votes.
This country,
8 million
this
votes. That's 10%.
this
of a
country,
gap.
this
That's an
country,
8% gap.
this country is very split on LGBTQ topics, and it's more or less, if you look at the issues, it's more or less 50-50. And when even if your mom is telling, if you're, and let's say let's take this down just a small household, because we can't just say the whole country, because like we can phone in Instagram, Twitter, social media.
Oh, I see what you're
TV.
trying to do. You're trying to do the Fox News that just came out.
No, I'm not.
Article.
I wasn't gonna bring up any Fox News. No. Oh, nice try. No, but
Nice try.
this is a 50-50 split, and if the mom says you're not who you think you are, but your dad does, or the vice versa, there is a huge chance that the child will kill themselves because they feel that one parent isn't what's the word accepting, or I'm trying to go for a smarter word. I'm not Vosh. And they're not accepting, and they feel they will never be accepted by. If they'll never be accepted by their mom or their dad, whichever one doesn't accept, they will not be able to fit in society, and that's where the suicidal thoughts come in, all from not being accepted for who they are.
Yeah, but here's the thing: both of the parents are coming from a place of love. There's no malice involved into what these parents are trying to do to their kid. One parent one parent is looking at the kid and saying, "I want to love you for whatever you are, whatever you feel you are." The other parent, like the father in the movie, might be saying, "No, you don't understand what saying that you're a different gender entails. What are the consequences?" And it's as simple as that. He just wants to.
I feel
I
the
think
father.
If the father was, if the child was 18 and then he still wanted to transition, I think he would 100% be down. But the point is, these children don't know what the consequences entail of putting hormone blockers or chemically castrating yourself. I mean, you saw there's a huge chance that you're gonna have some complications. You have a high chance of getting cancer. I mean, when you're 18, some people die of that young age because they're taking pills. You're telling me they might not know the consequences.
You guys want to talk about
castrating
cancer,
themselves?
but you guys aren't. I don't see conservatives campaigning against cigarettes, and they cause. I'm pretty sure that causes more cancer. Why are you campaigning against that?
It is well known that cigarettes cause cancer.
I'm pretty sure there are kids that are about 13 right now smoking.
Is that what you're saying? But no one's saying that 13-year-old kids should smoke cigarettes. Who's saying that? That's why we have an age limit on cigarettes, 21.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's your point?
But there's also not psychology going into it. You guys are just ignoring this
mean?
whole.
It's a
you guys just want to go. You guys
50
conservatives
years.
just want to immediately go. You're chopping
Yes,
off penises.
conservative bad. Yes.
No.
Yes, you're right. Yes. The conservative bad because he's saying, hey, maybe you shouldn't chemically castrate yourself.
You don't sound intelligent right now. You know you're
I
trying to
don't.
sound sarcastic. The point
You're
is,
saying we're bad because you're comparing chemical castration to cigarettes and smoking.
because
we already regulate.
you want to bring up cancer when it comes to this, but you don't want to bring up cancer when it comes to smoking.
But
when
no
pretty
one
sure
is
smoking,
saying they should smoke. Who the fuck is saying we're talking about?
no one
What is a woman?
is saying everyone should be transgender. There are specific children out there who have gender dysphoria and they don't feel they're in the right body,
And how
they get
much percentage of time do they grow out of the gender dysphoria?
4 or 5%.
4 or 5% they grow out of it.
Out of the 95?
No.
Or 90? Yeah.
It's a majority that actually grow out of it.
Really? Where is
Yes,
that?
it's awesome news that...
Where?
Forbes.
Washington Post?
No.
Mm.
Washington Post is really going to post that? I don't think so.
Washington.
I think we should...
Washington Post is very right-wing.
Washington Post is very right-wing?
Yes.
You heard that, folks. This guy's saying... The guy where Taylor Lorenz works at is saying it's very right-wing. Yes. I forgot. You're a boss.
You sure you're
Yes,
not...
you're a socialist. I forgot.
You're sure
Sorry,
you're not
so
talking about the
therefore-
Washington Times? Are you getting your posts?
Washington Post? Do you know what the Washington Post is?
Do you know what the Washington Times
Do you know
and
who
the
owns the
Washington
Washington Post?
Do you know what the
Do you
Washington
know who
Times
owns the
is?
Washington Post?
Do you know what the
Do
Washington...
you know who owns the Washington Post?
Do you know what the Washington...
Do you know who owns
I
the
asked
Washington
you my question
Post?
first.
We're talking about the Washington Post, now you want to shift over to the Washington Times.
Do you know
what are we talking? Can you stay on one topic?
Do you know the
Can you
difference?
stay on one topic?
Do you
Are we
know the
talking
difference?
about-
No. I
You
said
know.
yes or
Do
no.
you
Answer my
you
question.
know- will you answer my question? Who owns the Washington Post?
I don't know and I don't care.
Jeff Bezos.
That's super conservative. He's conservative.
He's super conservative. Oh my
Yep.
God. You think super conservative is just not
You're
progressive.
showing your bias
That's what
right
you
now,
think.
and it is extremely showing. It's
Bro.
extremely showing.
Yes, because Bill Maher is a super conservative.
Yep, he's a boomer liberal. Yes.
You're just having a complete cell phone and you don't even know right
No.
now.
Mm-mm.
For you, left wing is this very small group of people. Then you know only a very minority of the country's progressive, right?
Just like there's
Which is what you are.
Just like there's a very few, and you're gonna call me out on this. Probably say I'm racist for bringing this. Is like there's a very few minority back in the days of slavery who said black people are equal and should be free. Not just they should be free, but that they're equal. And
Why
that
would
was
I
a
call
very
you
few.
racist because of that.
Oh, because you were calling me a racist during this movie when I said that.
Yeah, because you said quote unquote they have an inferior culture.
No, I
And then
didn't.
that's what you said.
I didn't.
Yes,
I
you
said that. I said that the African people saying that women that trans women and trans men can't be their identified gender are bigoted for saying that, and then you said you're racist for that. No,
Yes,
I'm just pointing out they're
according
bigoted.
to intersectionality, you're being racist. You're saying that these
What does
black people
intersectionality
were
have?
You said you looked at them and you said bigot. I then said you're racist. And then you said, no, I'm not, and you got really upset.
Yes,
so
I did.
You are a racist.
Because that is an identified claim. That is gaslighting,
You're a racist because you're insulting them because
No, I'm
they're
not.
black and because of what they believe.
I am pointing out the fact that
You call
compared
them
to our
bigots.
American standard, that is
And
bigoted.
what did you say about their culture?
Would the transgender people I have met and known appreciated what they said, and what they said, that's okay, I understand it, that's their culture.
Yeah, but why'd you call them bigoted?
Because of the statement that
it wasn't bigoted.
that statement,
It's their
yes,
truth,
that
apparently.
belief.
You're all about believing other
That
people's
be-
truth.
that be-
You can't even get your logic
No,
straight.
that's a liberal.
Because you believe
That's
other
a
truth
liberal.
and then you don't.
That's a liberal. A liberal who is someone
They're
who's
based in
a liberal is someone
reality,
that a liberal is
reality.
a liberal is someone that is willing to accept all ideas. I'm not willing to accept certain
That's
disgusting
just called
conservative
being
ideas.
open-minded. Open-mindedness is called.
I'm not open-minded
You
to
can't attach
bigotry.
liberalism
I'm
to
not
good or
open-minded to
bad.
bigotry. I'm not open-minded to bigotry.
What is bigotry to you?
When
Just
you
saying there's two genders,
when-
that's bigotry.
when the
Yeah, I would
majority
say bigotry is chemically castrating children, so therefore you might be a bigot.
you have your definitions wrong. Wow.
Bigotry. What is bigotry to you?
Bigotry is when you
Ignorance.
discriminate when you discriminate against someone for the way they are or the way they act.
I wouldn't say bigotry. Bigotry is when you have ignorance.
Then we
blinding
have
you.
way different definitions, and that needs to become our next topic. Wouldn't you agree?
Okay.
Okay.
What was your topic again? I mean, what was your definition of bigotry?
Bigotry is when you discriminate against someone for how they act or who they are born as. Act and born as when you discriminate against them. Please write that down for me.
I would say that's intolerance. What's the definition of intolerance?
Welcome. They're synonyms.
Synonyms.
One and the same.
Well, you called them either way. Let's say we go by your definition. You said they don't like who they're born as.
Well,
correct?
we're not
Essentially,
talking
right?
about bigotry
No, no,
here. We're talking about
this
what is
claim
a woman.
bigot. You called this claim bigot because they said what? That there's two genders. That's all. That's all they said. They said a woman has a vagina, the other one has a penis.
Mhm.
That's it. That's all they said. They said
No,
they
they
don't
were-
know about this changing roles type of stuff.
They
They can be masculine women. There can be feminine men. But to say that a feminine man, maybe even at the age of 10, that's saying, hey, I might be actually
No,
a female,
Matt-
that's wrong to do and act on. I think he could be, after 18, if he still has these very overwhelming feelings, and he should have, by all given rights, his freedom to do so. That's great.
Mhm.
I applaud him because that's called a free country. But to give an unconsenting child these long-term medication, I think that's cruel. Do you not think it's cruel to give a child something that he doesn't know the consequences of?
Well, I mean,
should we let them smoke? That's basically, you want to bring it back to that? We said no. Therefore, we should have some regulation on these drugs that we're putting kids. You don't block their puberty like music. Pause and play. You don't do that. There's no long-term studies. Where are you coming from? What you're basically sending them to is 67% complication rate, 40% suicide rate. You kidding me? That's a good decision? I'd rather go with that tribe in Africa.